Okay.
Here we're here at the Global Home Education Conference, and we're talking to Liz Gitonga from Kenya. And Liz, we want to ask you the question of, is home education a solution that can contribute to solving Africa's many problems?
Thank you for that question. That's a question I also have in my mind, and I'll tell you what I think about that. I'll give you a story. In Kenya, I'm from Kenya, we have pastoralist communities, and we have a big push to get the girl child into school because a lot of them are kept at home to herd their family's cattle. So we know of this Pokot girl. Pokot is a tribe in Kenya, and traditionally the girl will be trained to take care of their goats, and that's what she does. And she's been doing that for several years. She's done that very well, taken good care of her family's goats, and the herds are well kept and increasing. It turns out the better she does that, the higher the bride price will be for her. If she's seen to be a good herds girl, then she'll be married off at a very high price. So of course that's a pride for the family.
In South Africa we call that lobola. That's what you pay for the bride.
Okay, yeah, the dowry.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, well, this girl grows up as a good herds girl, gets married to a wealthy family because she is a very valuable asset in a sense.
Yeah.
But the story is that now she has her own family and gets to herd the cattle, the goats in her family, and of course has other workers below her, and increases the wealth of that family. And their herd, if it was 100, I don't know what number it was, if it was 100, it's 5 times more. It's 500 in a few short years. And she's the pride of the village. She's very supportive of her husband. She's bringing up her children in the traditions of their people. Is this girl successful? Is she a successful girl? Now, contrast another child, well educated in the public school system, has gone through from age maybe 4 years old all the way to university, a top student getting A's and B's and even C sometimes, but a good student, and gets out of university, does not have a job, cannot think of what to do with their time, and is dependent on the parents to provide for him or for her if it's a girl. And that is a very typical scenario that we have. Lots of educated people, but who cannot make a meaningful contribution to society. Who is more educated?
Yeah.
And so in thinking about Africa, I want us to really think about what is education in our African context, and what brings value to our African society. And someone who can organize cattle and cause the herd to grow and bring income for the family and provide for their children is not a burden on society. What more do we need?
Now, in your speech, you were, I think, the only speaker that touched on the subject of poverty. And I think many people think that homeschooling is only something for fairly wealthy people, the upper middle class. Do you have some ideas of whether home education can mean something to, or can be useful for really poor people?
I have thought a lot about that, and it is true, like even in Kenya, it's really the middle class and those who can afford to live on one salary as the mother stays home to breed the children. Those are the ones who will be homeschooling. Those are the ones who will choose homeschool as an option. We have a lot of single income families. We have, not just single income, single parent families. We have, even within a stable family with mother and father, we have a lot of dependency in our culture. We are the first or second generation of educated people. So, and our healthcare systems and every system, they're not strong. So when my mother falls sick, as she did a few years ago, we needed to take the whole financial burden for that.
Yeah.
And my sister's children, if she doesn't have a good job, I am responsible for them. And that can extend to cousins, just depending. We don't have nuclear family, we have extended family, and it is expected, and we are happy, not just because we don't do this grudgingly, it is our definition of family. And so I am happy and wanting to support my extended family, and it is needful because resources are also very little. So so your question, sorry, I have derailed a bit. So you're asking, how do we work it out in a situation of poverty?
Yes.
And now I'm a family that has decided I can stay home, we can survive on my husband's income. So when I think of other lots of so many, 3/4 of our population cannot even afford to do that because they just need, they're living hand to mouth. They need that $2 a day that they're earning to take care of their family's needs. And I think, so if home education is such a good thing, why can it not be available to everybody? I think every good thing and every God-given thing really should be available to everyone. And one thing that I think we can do in Africa, because we have very productive land, thinking of Kenya as an example, we have a lot of productive land, but we also think, let's all go to the city. That's where the jobs are. So we are all crowded in the city, very few jobs, and we have now the slums and poor livelihoods and so on. And I think if we move away from the cities, go back to our urban areas where we do have a little more land. I don't know whether that's the situation in South Africa.
Same story.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So that is my thinking. Work with the rural communities. Stop this migration from the rural to the city. Let's keep people in their homelands, in their rural areas. Let's develop those rural areas. There's beautiful farmland. Rather than subsistence farming, we can do commercial farming. Even on 1 acre of land, there's so much you can achieve in that. And many people have, even if it's half an acre, we can do collective farming. So that way, one, we're addressing the issue of poverty. Secondly, when we want to address the issue of quality of education, I think it's my thinking, I haven't tried it out, I'm thinking it will have to be a community initiative. Almost like the traditional setting where you may have a mom and there are 5-6 children from the neighborhood coming. Now the beauty with the rural setting is that these 5-6 children from the neighborhood are your extended family. They're not strangers. So it's not about a stranger bringing their parents to, it's about a family effort. And we are community. If I'm the one teaching, you can be working in my garden and we kind of do a barter something till we have enough money to be exchanging money if we need to. But keeping the whole ethos of homeschooling, bringing up a child according to their gifting, according to their talents, and according to their personality, and nurturing that, and only family is able to do that. And that is the model I have hypothetically. I would be interested in seeing if that can work.
Thank you very much, Liz.
Thank you. Yeah.